Hello Slapafish community, and welcome back to another War Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be playing the T110E3, a tier 10 American tank destroyer, one of two. So, there are two American tank destroyers. There's the T110E4 that has good armor, and has a 850 Alpha gun, which is the same gun as the one on the E3, but I believe has a better reload. So, and the E4 has a turret, but less armored than the E3. Now, the E4 is more of a mixture of a heavy / heavily armored TD that can be either played as a heavy tank or a TD. But the E3 is all about the armor. It loses all the speed, a little bit of reload, but gains an insane amount of armor on the tank. Almost nothing can go through the frontal of the E3. So the E3 has 305mm of frontal turret armor, and even its cupola on the top is 275mm of thick, and its lower plate is 170mm. This tank is armored like crazy, and it is the E3 feels at home. It plays the best it possibly can play in a defensive location, in a defensive place. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing in the T110E3 on Erlenberg. I'm going to be going to the J5 area. And yes, my mini-map is in a weird location. It was only in a weird location, the top left, for a couple of days, because my backstory camera was showing, my camera during live streams was just covering my entire mini-map, so I was like, I'll just move my mini-map up here. But that problem's fixed anymore. So my mini-map is back in the bottom right. So, yes, we're going to be playing very defensively in the J5 area. I did decide to go left instead of right, because I was going right, then realizing nobody was going left except for like two tanks. And I thought, you know what, E3 might do really, really good in this area. Right now I'm getting shot by a T249, which may actually be able to pin my side. I have to look at the armor model of the E3. No, it cannot. I think the T249 actually has 75mm of penetration, right? Is it 75? Yeah, it's 75, and the weakest side armor of the E3 is 76. So sometimes it can pan, sometimes it cannot. But yeah, like I said, the E3 is known for its armor and pretty much else. Nothing else. It's very slow, going at 24 kilometers and 10 reverse. And its gun is an 850 Alpha gun. So, same as the E4, but its base reload is 19.8 seconds with a penetration of 295 and 375 on its premium, and 90mm of high explosive. But the real thing of the E3 is the armor. If you can keep the armor in that little lower plate hidden from the enemy team, they really cannot pin you, especially if you're using your 8 degrees gun depression. There's nothing in this game that can actually pin you. Even the Panzer High Road 420mm of heat penetration would not be able to go through the E3 if the E3 is using its 8 degrees of gun depression and going hull down. So yeah, it is very insanely. There's pretty much nothing in this game that can compare to the E3 of going just defensively. So, since the E3 is very defensively, I've decided to load my E3 out very defensively also. With the armor, so my career skills is armor angling, 6/10, rapid loading, born leader, clutch braking to turn my tank faster, because I am a non-turret tank. I did put armor angling to reduce the amount of damage that my tank takes, steady aim because accuracy, trike mechanic, and general mechanic, which I don't really put on any tanks, but I put it on the E3 because my tracks get shot off a lot, and you can see my tracks do get put on pretty fast. I believe I could actually make it a little bit better in off-road driving, so I can turn just that much faster turning, and getting it to my top speed. My equipment, I did put the advanced repair system for repairing things much quicker on my E3, and I put a Spall Hunter. As you can tell, I'm definitely going for a more defensive E3, not really reload or anything like that. I want to be defensive. I want to be that last line of defense. I want to be that wall that nobody can break through. I put the traction system not for the top speed increase, but more for the chassis and hull rotation speed, which is 10%. And I also use enhanced target info, which I could always drop that because I don't really need it, and just put on the advanced reload so I can switch from AP, APCR, and high explosive. So I'm going to get the kill on the WZ Chilin, but this Tron's going to get to my side to put a huge shot into me, and which really did suck, not gonna lie, but the already managed to smack them really hard, which managed to get them down to a one shot for me. Either way, we're down to a 5v7. Even if the artillery didn't smack them, I probably could have killed the Tron. I don't know, but really did thankful that the arty did help me there, because that is quite nice of the arty. Now, I only have 390 meters of view range of base, and I also use rations, so I do have 423 meters of view range for my E3 loadout during this match, which is lower than it should be, because the match... Also, this T249 kind of scared me a little bit because of how low I was. At the very beginning, it really did not matter of its bleeding damage, but when I'm down to 157 at that point, about 300 damage, it really did scare me. So right now, my main priority is taking the T249 out, because even if it doesn't pin me, it can still bleed the damage off of my tank. So securing the kill on a T249 is very important right here, but I'm going to have to make it worth it because he's standing on my left, and a lot of tanks are on my right, so they're getting shots, and there we go. T249 finally goes down. So it's the T249, the Italian tank destroyer that's in front of me, and two of the TDs that are behind me, don't know what they are, and the artillery that may still be an A4 or something. I do manage to put an AP into the Italian tank destroyer, which does roll to 700 and something, 771 I think it was. But it's fine. It still was going to be a double shot, which the enemy team have finally starting to put shots into my right side. I have finally blocked over 10,000 damage at 11,395. So it's me and the artillery versus 3 tank destroyers in the artillery. This tank destroyer really needs to go down so I can start focusing on the right side of the map. And the artillery, see, right now I'm kind of in a pinch with 157 hit points. If I had more hit points, I could probably play around and maybe survive some artillery hits, but I really have to start dodging everything. I'm calling for the help and trying to get the artillery to hit right there where that Italian tank destroyer is before he dies, because he's definitely going to die. But if he can kill the Italian tank destroyer for me, if we can knock out this Italian tank destroyer, that gives us more of a chance of winning. And luckily, the artillery managed to knock out the Italian tank destroyer. And now artillery is spotting me. Oh, look at me. So I decided to go back into the bait, back into this building. There's the E4 at 119 hit points. And there's the artillery shots, which tells me it's around A2 or B2. So that tells me how I could play this. If I use this building that's beside me, I can protect myself a little. But the Borsig actually kills the artillery. So Borsig and the E4 are the 2 tanks remaining. Plus they have the artillery, which the artillery may move to their side of the map to be a little bit protective. Right now I'm kind of in a pinch, because if I go and try to kill the artillery, they could cap out, or I can get caught out in the open. If I stay here, I get spotted, the artillery could shoot me, or the ballistic could flank around me and kill me. So my ultimate thing right here is just staying right here, watching my base. If I get spotted or anything, duck into the river, because that may stop the artillery from shooting at me, and I activated rations so I can see farther. This is where that 423 meters of view range really does hurt me, because 445, you really want to have a minimum of 445 on your loadout, because that's the max amount of spotting that you could do in the game. Max amount of, yeah, as far as you can see, it's 445 for spotting, not signal range. Yeah. So, also want to take this time to say, it's like, hey guys, if you like this video, remember to subscribe, because it really helps out the channel a lot. And, yeah. Thanks. So, Borsig in front of me, which means the Borsig is not flanking me, and I'm still getting targeted, which the E4 could possibly target me. I don't know where the E4 actually is, and noticing the artillery did not actually look at me, so it's very possible the artillery is moving. Also, looking at the E4 at the very frontal of my E3, you could definitely see all the shots. And there's the E4, which bounces off me, and I kill the E4. Which, having the extra armor than the E4 does really count here. I do have 375 millimeters, but when he's showing me his side, yeah, not really gonna work. Now the artillery actually does start looking at me, and he does splash me right there, which tells me he's about G9 or G0, basically on the 909. So that gives me very much hope. Me getting targeted kind of scares me, but I had to go back up for air. But I'm kind of playing down here in the water because it may disrupt the tracking of the artillery or something like that. Who knows? But it was lower, so the Borsig could also not hit me. Also, this is a very risky move that I did, because I did show half of my side to the Borsig. The Borsig could just easily shut me down. Now here comes the artillery. Now the artillery is like one of the hard part. I'm gonna dodge, and let's see if we can get the kill. Borsig dead, artillery miss, and now it's just to kill the artillery, which will be my 7th kill if I do manage to kill it, which I managed to bounce 12,245 damage, and we're just hitting the 2-minute point. So I'm standing behind this building to maybe not get killed by the artillery, because the artillery could see where I'd be driving and blind fire me. So I don't want that to happen. So the artillery never did blind fire me, which is okay. But I do know where he is. He's not a very fast artillery, so I'm going to be heading that way, which I only have 1 minute and 30 seconds to find the artillery, which I don't know if this would be a win or a loss for me if I do not manage to kill the artillery, if it just times out, because it depends on amount of damage per team, like combined damage per team. So I don't want that. I'm going to find this artillery, kill the artillery, win this match, but remember I can also get splashed by the artillery and die at my 157 hit points. Less than a minute now, still trying to find out where this artillery is. And there he is. The artillery actually went AFK. Even though he's AFK, I actually did high roll. Even though he did, it's AFK, I do track him so he can't just turn around and shoot me. But he does repair his trap. Either way, artillery is dead, which gives me my 7th kill, breaking 7,000 damage with 3,200 spot assists and almost 12,000 blocked. Or is it 12,000? Yeah, 12,245 blocked. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, Slapafish, because of that, and peace out. See ya.